Namaste. I'm Jean Kerner, and today we're practicing a breathing technique called the figure 8 breath. So on inhalation, the front of the body expands and there's an opening that happens in that passageway. On exhalation, the front of the body contracts and the back of the body expands, and there's an expansion on exhalation in the back of the body. In this technique, we're using our imagination and visualization techniques, and it's a wonderful technique for balancing the energies within us of doing and being on the go and moving between not doing and that energy that makes us feel slow and sluggish and pulls us downward in life. On the inhalation, as you slowly tune into it, the front of the body expands and that passageway in the front opens. On the exhalation, the front of the body contracts and the back of the body expands, opening the back passageway. So in this technique, the figure 8 breath, we start at the very base, so the middle of the pelvic floor. On the inhalation, as the expansion happens in the front of the body, we imagine the energy moving up to the jugular notch, then to the point at the high ponytail point called Bindu, to the top crown, Brahmarandra, and into the third eye point in the midbrain, all on inhalation. On exhalation, the energy moves from the point within the midbrain to C7, so the bump bone at the back of the neck, it crosses and moves down the back passageway of the body back to the base. So on inhalation, you can try this. I'll talk you through a couple of rounds, or you can watch at first. On inhalation, energy moves from middle of the pelvic floor to jugular notch. The front of the body expands. The chin draws a little bit in as the energy moves to Bindu, Brahmarandra, and midbrain. On exhalation, the chin lifts a tiny bit. The energy moves from midbrain, crisscrosses to C7, and down the back passageway of the body back to the base. Inhaling up the front to the jugular notch, to Bindu, Brahmarandra, midbrain. Exhale from midbrain across to C7, down the back passageway back to the middle of the pelvic floor on your own. Inhale, energy moves from the middle of the pelvic floor up to the jugular notch. Bindu, Brahmarandra, top crown to the midbrain. Chin draws a little in. Exhale, chin lifts a tiny bit. Frees the energy to move from the midbrain to C7, down the back passageway, the descending passageway to the base. On inhalation, the energy moves up the ascending passageway, also known as Adawan, to the midbrain. Descending passageway called Awadahan on exhalation, crisscrossing down to the base. And you can just imagine this figure 8 breath a couple of times, a couple of rounds on your own. Balancing front of body and back of body. Balancing the energies of doing and not doing. When we balance those energies between the doing and the not doing within us, we draw the energy into the central line. That connects us with our divineness, with our inspiration, with our inner peace, our bliss, and our freedom. You can practice this technique as a one-off on its own to help to center you and to balance you, or you can practice this technique to lead you into meditation and to help to accelerate that process. Namaste.